Welcome to the Tamaqua Area High School Middle School Annual Veterans Day Observance Assembly. We ask that all students remain silent during this ceremony and attentive. I'm going to turn it over to our students to start the ceremony.
Good morning. We thank you for your participation in this special Veterans Day ceremony as we take time from our busy schedules to honor the members and veterans, both living and deceased, of the various branches of the United States military.
Today we are celebrating Veterans Day. It is a day we stand and support our fellow Americans who have so proudly served our country in the armed forces. America has survived many battles fought bravely by our men and women in uniform. It is these men and women, both past and present, we should remember and thank by honoring them on this day. In 1780, the American patriot Thomas Paine wrote these words, "These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldiers and the sunshine patriot will, in these crises, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and the thanks of man and woman." Today we are gathered to do just that, to offer our love and thanks to the unbroken line of men and women who have given their service to their country. America's armed forces have always been prepared to defend our freedom and the freedom of others throughout the world. More than 1 million American service members died in the service of this country. More than 1.4 million lived with the wounds that they suffered while fighting for us. More than 25 million former service members are still living today. They are that special group of Americans we call veterans. Today we honor them and say thank you for serving.
Following is a roll call of those members of the Tamaqua Area School District and who have lived in the Tamaqua area who have served their country. Army, Mr. Robert Betts, Mr. Michael Grabowski, Mr. Ronald Miller, Mr. Arthur Oakes Sr., Mr. Bob Vrenner, Mr. Arthur Williams, Mr. Joseph A. DeCindio, Mr. Jack Culp, Mr. Joseph Betts, Mr. Charles Hollenbach. Navy, Mr. Bob Daisy, Mr. Ray Kunkel. Marines, Mr. Kane Brobst. Air Force, Mr. Joe Darren, Mr. Bernard S. Kupitz. Coast Guard, Mr. Dale Klein.
What? Present. Arms.
Please join me in pledging your allegiance to the greatest nation in the world. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
now ask that you direct your attention to the firing squad, who will set off a resounding salute to our veterans. This will be followed by a moment of silence and the playing of taps to honor all those veterans that have paid the ultimate price for our liberty and our freedom. We now ask that you observe a moment of silence.
Guard. What? Head. What? His head. Arms. Ready. Aim. Fire. Aim. Fire. Aim. Fire. Freeze head. Arms. Colors.
The Tamaqua Area High School Jazz Chorale will now perform a rendition of America the Beautiful. We should be humbled by these special observances, as our actions today stand as a memorial to those who have risked their lives to preserve the freedom and liberties which we so often take for granted. They say the love of liberty exceeds the love of death. Those who serve and have served today, we say thank you.
Veterans Day has always been a day of remembrance, gratitude, and solemnness. We thank those veterans who have come here today and been part of our ceremony, and we thank all of those veterans who have served our country in the past, the present, and will serve in the future. At this time, we appreciate your attentiveness and your silence during the solemn ceremony, but we will ask that all students report to their homeroom and be attentive to their day today. Thank you.